Hi, I'm Desmond Lin. I am the instructor for Software Engineering Bootcamp, and I've been teaching in GA for about, actually more than 4 years. I've been working in application development software for about 20 plus years, and I've been teaching students for about 4 years. I actually try to drill this into my students in regards to something that actually happens in the real world. The thing about this is that when we talk about back-end development, a lot of students think that if the front end is actually dealing with all the checks that if you enter a number, it's going to be done, it should be a number, and things like that, and that data is sent into the back end, a lot of students get this point that, okay, the checks have been done. But what I try to drill in them quite a lot is the fact that at the back end, you are the arbiters of the database. And your data and the data that is stored in the database is the source of truth. So you need to be the last one to actually check to ensure that whatever it is that is sent in by a user, by a client of the application, is actually sending in the right types of data. And that is something that students tend not to get easily until they actually experience the fact that, hey, if I did this, it is not going to work. The AI question is something that a lot of people usually bring up. The thing about this is that AI is going to be in every field in the world, any you can think of that can be manually done by human beings. And it is going to disrupt the industry, especially the software engineering industry. But the point is this, AIs might be able to give you codes that work, but they cannot give you codes that are optimized for what it is that you want to do. That is software only a software engineer can do. It might be able to do it in the future, but not in the near future, because the amount of information that they can actually gather to do what they do is already at its limit, at its peak. AI cannot get any better now because there is no new information out there. So software engineers are needed, and they need to understand this point that they are the one that makes codes efficient. And this is why I always tell my students, a software engineer's job doesn't stop when they find a job. You always have to learn, you always have to catch up, and there's no stopping. Once you're in this industry, your learning will never ever stop, and it can never ever stop, because there will always be new technologies coming up, and there will always be new things that will come up, and you need to keep up, you need to catch up, or you are definitely going to fall behind. My favorite part about teaching is seeing students actually getting it at the end and developing a very, very fantastic capstone project. I would love for you to join me in my next software engineering bootcamp. If you want to break into the field of software engineering or advance your career, this is the program for you.